What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to do a quick video that's going to help me out quite a bit. So normally I do reviews, but this is more of a ask for help kind of video. I actually need some assistance from you guys. Now, I have the benefit that most people don't have, and I've got about 90,000 subscribers, and most of them know quite a bit about firearms. So I need some help from you guys. I have some questions about some aftermarket Glock upgrades, I should say, that I'm looking into, and I'd like your opinion on, and maybe some other options as well. So first thing I'd like to do is I would like to get some slide work on a couple of Glock 19s. Now I have a Glock 19C coming in the mail that I've recently purchased. Plus I have this Gen 5 Glock that's just sitting here all stock, and I just can't have that. So I'm going to do some Gucci Glock upgrades to it. Now, I got into the Gucci Glock craze a little bit with this Agency Arms, and there's some things about the Agency Arms I like, and there's some things that I dislike. Now, I want to get rid of some of the things that I dislike and keep some of the things that I like on a couple of my other guns. Now, these two guns in particular, I shoot quite a bit. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a lot more Glocks than this. I've got about 10 Glocks or so. Some of them I keep factory for certain uses, and some I like to Gucci up just for fun. So don't say that I shouldn't get these upgrades, because I own lots of firearms. I own plenty more than this. And trust me, even a Gucci up Glock Agency Arms can fend off a bad guy pretty well. So the first thing I want to get some slide milling. Now, that was one of the things I was really impressed with the Agency Arms. And not only does it make it look very cool, but it also lightens up the gun quite a bit. There's a big difference between weight between this Agency Arms and my standard Glock 34 MOS. I think it's about 3 or 4 ounces. So that's pretty cool, especially if you're going to carry the gun, want it a little bit lighter. Why not, right? The second thing that it does is, since it lowers the reciprocating mass of the slide, it actually reduces the recoil, at least perceived recoil, a little bit. Less weight coming back, less recoil. I get it. Now, I don't know all the science behind it, but I do know that it does feel like it recoils a little less, so I'm going to run with it. Now, one thing that I don't like about slide milling is that they make the gun a little bit weaker, so if I drop this off a bridge, it has a better chance of breaking, or if I have higher pressured ammo, that kind of thing. And I don't like the fact that since it has holes in it, it's unlikely, but there's a possibility you get some sort of debris in there and cause a malfunction. So I want to try to keep the slide cuts to a minimum. And that's one of the things I really like about the Agency Arms Urban, is that it lightens up the slide more so than any other slide that I've found. And it only has these 2 little windows here, this side and this side. This one was already here. Trust me. So I like that about it. But I want to look for other companies that are available as well. I think Agency Arms lead time right now is somewhere between 10 and like 16 weeks or something. The second company I was going to go with was Terran Tactical, and their lead time, I think, is still even longer. I think those 2 companies are out for me for my next build. Now, one company that I am looking at is the Scout Cut from Maple Leaf Firearms. It's $225 for the total package, which is pretty cheap, I think, considering what you're getting, I guess. And it looks very similar to the Agency Arms Urban. Now, I'm not sure how much weight they take off the slide, but even a little more weight left on would be okay for me, because Glock 19s are not that heavy to begin with. I'm thinking about that, but do you guys have any other options that look cool but don't go super crazy and lighten up the slide quite a bit from a reputable company? That's important. I don't want to get mine done from just a guy doing it his first time in the garage. I don't want that. I want to have some sort of reputable company do my slide work. Now, the second thing I want to get done is some stippling. Now, one of the things I wasn't as impressed with Agency Arms was the stippling. I really, really like this Accelerator Cut, but I have found that I can do it almost as well by myself for free. Now, mine doesn't look as cool, don't get me wrong, but it does function almost the exact same, and it doesn't cost very much, and it doesn't take 16 weeks to do. So I like that portion of it, but if I'm going to go to a stippling company, this isn't necessarily a necessity. What I would like is to get some stippling done on my Glock 34 here. Now, this is my trusty Glock 34. If I had to pick one gun to defend my life with, one handgun, it would be this gun right here. I want something better as far as grips go. Now, I like Talon grips, don't get me wrong. I have a review on Talon grips coming out pretty soon. But I'm thinking about getting some stippling done on this particular gun, and I want something really aggressive, because this is my home defense / backup USPSA gun. One of my backups anyway, and I want it to be extremely aggressive. I want it to be as aggressive as sandpaper, if not more, and I know that's possible because my STI 2011 that I have has some very aggressive aftermarket grips on it. So I want some really aggressive stippling. This Agency Arms is not enough. I like the Agency Arms cut here, but I didn't like how they did the swoop, and I really don't think the stippling is aggressive enough for me. And one company that I'm looking at is Already Firearms. Although I haven't seen any videos on them, and I don't know anybody who's had their stippling done, but I've heard a couple of good things as far as forums go, but they're not to be trusted. So I looked at their website, and they offer a couple of different types of texture, and concealed carry to like very aggressive. So if you have some experience with them, or you know somebody that's better, please let me know, because out of all the things I know about firearms, stippling is one of the things that I know the least. I'm one of those guys that just use a wood burner and do my own quite a bit, and I've never really sent mine around. I've had stippling done now from 2 different companies. One on my CZP-10, which was phenomenal, I might add. The second one I went through was Agency Arms Shear, and I wasn't as impressed. So I want something very aggressive. It doesn't need to look super awesome, but that would help, but it needs to be very aggressive. Another big plus would be if they do this accelerator cut. I can do it myself, but I prefer to have somebody else do it as well. So those are the 2 things I'm really looking and getting done. Thank you guys for your help, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of use you guys as a resource. So I really appreciate all your information. Another thing I wanted to say is we're going to have a Patreon giveaway here pretty quick, and we'll be giving away this pretty badass knife. This is one of the more expensive products that I've given away on my Patreon, but I have a lot more Patreon supporters now. So the SE6 is a knife that I've been planning on doing a review on for I don't know how long. It's probably my first choice as a shit hit the fan knife, so I figured one of you lucky guys would want one too. And essentially it's just a 6-inch full tang survival knife that I have literally, this one's brand new, but my other one I literally put through hell and it keeps on coming. But I love this knife, and if you guys want it, enter in the Patreon giveaway by just becoming a Patreon supporter, and I leave a link to that in my description. Also in that description is a link to a local homeless shelter that could use your support even more than me. So if you had to pick between the 2, pick them, and then maybe choose me as well to get yourself one of these cool knives. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I will check you later.